Has anybody noticed from various games and TV shows there's always someone who can fly with jets in their feet? Where is that fuel coming from? Do you have any idea how expensive that is right now? Stop it. Walk. This guy has absolutely no idea what fuel efficiency is, but there's no surprise. He thinks he's as good at strategy and warfare as Megatron is, but he's not. But he's always trying to prove it, and he's more than happy to undermine Megatron in the process. Moving on to Starscream's exclusive ability, Second in Command, we find out that whenever a normal unit launches an attack, there's a chance that they will fire 4 missiles dealing 40% damage each against random enemy targets. There is also a chance that each one of these missiles will induce the vulnerability debuff on an enemy target, causing them to take 25 additional damage for 1 round. If an Air Force unit, however, triggers this ability instead of 4 missiles, it will actually launch 5. And of course, as always, we have extra attributes if you manage to level up Starscream's exclusive ability. At level 3, he gives an all-unit HP increase of 20%. Level 5, we have an all-unit damage increase of 20%. And then level 7, we have the passive damage decrease of 2%. He's not required to be in the battle for that. Now, I'll go ahead and throw a report on screen so you can see the proc chance of Starscream's ability and how it works. When Starscream's ability procs, it shoots out the missiles, and there's only a chance that they will apply debuff to the enemy targets. The debuff is indicated by gears that will show up on the stacks of units when they're affected by this debuff. Now, when compared to some of the other heroes that have been released, Starscream's damage is actually a little bit low. Assuming you're using Air Force, so he fires 5 missiles, he's dealing about 200% damage without an equipable exclusive skill, which is a bit on the low side when compared to some of the other heroes that are in the game. However, when you add in that vulnerability debuff that he is able to apply to units and the fact that Air Force can hit any stack because they attack in columns instead of rows, it definitely raises his damage up a bit more and does make him a relevant hero. Unlike Megatron, Starscream wouldn't necessarily be a good hero to put on other branches, and that's largely because he will get reduced damage because he only fires 4 missiles instead of 5, so you more or less have to put him on your Air Force if you want him to be any good. However, Air Force is a bit tough to break into these days because they have such good heroes, with the meta being Maximo, Selena, and Aya. However, you can go ahead and take Aya off your march and replace her with Starscream if you want to add some more offense to your march, because you already have enough survivability in that front row because of Maximo's ridiculous damage decrease that he gives to them if you're using Air Force units. Thankfully, Starscream's pretty easy to obtain as long as you complete some basic missions in the Transformers event, assuming topwar actually fixed the bug where some people's missions weren't counting. God, they just did such a poor job rolling out these events. Anyway, I definitely recommend getting Starscream. He's a decent hero, but I will say I'm not terribly impressed with him. He does have a bit of a low proc chance. I think there are better heroes out there, especially considering Air Force is his branch. The Air Force heroes right now are just incredibly tough. So while he's worth getting, I'm not terribly impressed with him. But do you guys think I'm being too hard on him? Let me know in the comments below. How has your testing gone with him so far? And I look forward to seeing what you guys have come up with, and have a fantastic day.